But I'm talking about the politics for people in the room. Like, say you make a great song. Raz got one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. But I work at this particular label or this particular station, and I don't like Raz. He didn't say hi to me last time I seen him. And so I'm going to go in here and tell the rest of these execs, we not playing Raz music. That's the type of politics I'm talking about.
I mean, well, you got to speak to everybody, man. That's where it goes back to your mental, you know what I'm saying? You got to be focused, because you piss off the wrong person, you probably even fucked up a whole fucking empire that you could have potentially built. So
you said stay on your toes, you don't got to worry about the politics.
Why? I mean, stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? But we humans, so we fall short of glory, but you got to have a great team around to be able to not allow things like that to happen.
Yeah. I find building a team one of the hardest parts of doing anything. How'd you find your team? How do you know when to say yes and no to people who are trying to join the team?
Oh, you know.
What you mean you know?
Yeah, you just know. You gotta protect your space. I mean, at the same time, it's like we all need our disciples. You know, it takes a village to raise a child. So you'll know those people when they come around. You know what I'm saying? Because we're disciples of men as well. So it's you know what type of people that you want to invest your time and energy into. People that you would, hey, I would follow, or hey, that's a good example. You know what I mean? Because you gotta trust somebody's vision to know that, like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna ride with that. You know, because if you're not making your own decisions, you're always gonna be following somebody. That's why you got, 85% of the world are followers?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. At what point, have you always made your own decisions, or was there a point in time where you said, you know what, I don't like the way things are going, I got to take things into my own hands?
All the time. Because we all sit and we let people drive, right? And sometimes we all want to sit back and just chill and cruise, but nigga, you about to drive off the fucking cliff, nigga. That's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I'll say that for another conversation.
You save that for another conversation?
Yeah.
Earlier you said you had done some things wrong yourself that maybe helped mess up the group. What did you do? Deep breath and
Well, sometimes people can take blame for shit they didn't do.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So once you are, quote unquote, the fall guy, you know, it's kind of like now there's a picture painted on you that you have to get away from, because that's not essentially who you are. And that'd be the mess, right? So people ask me about how did the world know about the allegations? Well, because the video got uploaded, not by me, right? People don't think things all the way through when they're forcing with their own agenda, because there's ways to go about things, especially when you have fame involved. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with the people. So some people will be like, some people don't know how to deal with fame, right? I know how to deal with fame. I learned how to deal with fame at a very young age. But you have people that want fame so bad, they will exploit other people, right? So I think one of the biggest things, but I couldn't control that, was allowing for certain people to be around me that would exploit me. And you have to be strong enough to be able to protect your space, right? So for that, it may appear as I have damaged the brand. I think the aftermath more so of that. But you know, you live and you learn, and you're young, so I think we've all took our, you know, it's life, you know, but you want to be blameless, you know what I'm saying? Close out the legacy, keep your private life separate from, you know, your business, because they don't. It seems like they're mixed nowadays, because people are more infatuated with one's personal life, but essentially, you gotta keep those two separate and keep them mystique.
I was gonna ask you that. How do you keep it separate now when everything is do it for the gram, do it for the TikTok?
Because everything ain't for the gram. Everything ain't for the world.
But that's what they want to see, Raz. They want to see
That's if
They
you
want to
want
see everything. How do you stay relevant
if you wanna-
and not
that's-
do it for the gram?
It's post what you want. I mean, I can post some shit right now and let it go up. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's save some stuff for yourself. You know, you don't want everybody to have a beat on you. I mean, I'm not thirsty for fame or thirsty for somebody to look at me. I'm more tucked off and come out when I need to.
I got a question. How do you deal with people who are thirsty for fame because you already having fame and somebody because you know we live in the world of the clout chase right now. So how do you deal with that? People who try to attach themselves or be near you so some of your fame can, you know, just leak on to the side of them.
I think they're programmed wrong. Really, it's the energy that they're inspired by and the light that they yearn for, right? And they want it, and that's where people get this, my precious, you know, because they don't want to let it go. But you know, the light has to flow. You know what I'm saying? So we all want to be around great people.
Right. So is it easy for you to discern who is
completely? Who? Yeah, completely. You got to know who's who in the zoo. You know what I'm saying?
See, not me. It's not so easy for me to discern. I need some. Teach me, Raz. How do I discern? We walk in the room and everybody say, "I want to help. I want to." What do I do right here and right now?
Well,
Raz?
you open up the floodgates. Mm-hmm. Let everybody in. The ones that are focused and know the code will get access because it's there for all of us to access it. That's why people be happy to do things. People say, yo, say, yo, sounds God. If it be in God's will, man, within reason, for sure. Keep it simple. Now you gotta, I'm not gonna make you jump through hula hoops, but it's just like the basics. It's like, oh, my manager got on the phone today. He's like, yo, Raz is gonna do this favor for you, right?
Right.
So cool. Now I got a flight I gotta pay for, hotel I gotta pay for,
Right.
some per diem money. You know what I'm saying? I get to promote my business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's California. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna do that deal. because I got a great relationship, why not? You gonna turn in a few grand to pull up and do what you've been doing your whole life? What are you talking about?
Right.
Easy money. That's a new Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah. And you get to do stuff that you love to do the whole time.
That's the cool part of it. So when you keep the love and the joy, you know, because when you're trying to fight and chase after the world, you're never gonna find peace because the world is always constantly evolving and moving. So of course you want to keep up. You want to keep up with yourself, you know. But you know,
So you can't keep up with the world. You got to keep up with yourself.
yeah, the world they'll come back.
What does Raz B do to make Raz B happy?
And invite beautiful people in my life. Yeah.
That's a damn good answer right there. I didn't even know what to say after that. Invite good people into my life.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm smiling right now, like, you know, like it's a vibe here, you know, it's a vibe in Houston. There's a lot of great stuff going on, you know, because that's the energy that I put out, so I attract that.
Yeah.
I can turn up, but what is a turn up gonna do? Like, come on, man.
So you just like being low key? Did you get all your partying out early and now you low key, or are you have you
Nah,
always
what the fuck
been
you
low
talking
key?
about? I go to after hours, turn the fuck up, you know what I'm saying?
So it's just whatever you feel.
I like the fact that, like, you know, when you're not on TV as much, you don't have to worry about that pandemonium. That's where that really comes from. Being on that TV, you have crowds around you. You know what I'm saying? Being out there, and it's okay with it, but it's also cool to be low key and just kind of chill and watch things from a different perspective until your ego gets a little knocked on a little bit. Then you want to kind of like
You said your ego get knocked on a little bit.
Yeah, no, because sometimes people mishandle you. So if you get mishandled, and you kind of want to be like, you know, I don't even say nothing. You know, they're gonna have to come back and see what it is. You know what I mean? Because I'm not your everyday Joe. I possess and harness a lot of energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. I noticed that. When people are around you too, like you give off a lot of energy. People tend to take on that energy too. Hey, reality show. You got something you working on?
Yeah, no, we at the light part of the conversation. I mean, House of Love. You know, I've had some public breakups, and you know, I really wanted to invite the people into the decision making, process with me. So me and Ray was talking. He was like, Raz, you really want to do a show? I was like, man, I really want to do a show. And I was like, this would be a great opportunity to share my platform with a bunch of beautiful, lovely women. I got a chance to say, you know what, pick some of the finest women that I like, some of the dopest women, you know what I'm saying, that's really there for me. And let me get a chance to like speed date, get to know these people, but most importantly, build friendships with these people. They'll become my family, right? But one lady may wind up becoming my wife because that's my friend, my business partner. So I want the show a mix between like a apprentice slash, you know, looking for love. I'm not trying to degrade women on my show at all. I'm not looking for women to fight. I'm about that love, man. So that's how babies are made and shit like that.
You looking for love, like you looking for like marriage love or
you gotta have that partner.
Like love.
You gotta have that right ride or die that compliments you, and you know it when you know.
You ready for all that, Raz?
Hey, what's wrong with having a dope woman of God, a virtuous woman? You know what I'm saying? One that holds you down. It just got to be the right balance because I'm a lot to deal with, right? So, fuck it. House of Love. You know what I'm saying? If it's you, pull up. It's real simple. Ain't no politics to this show. It's just pull up.
Pull up, and they gonna be able to shoot their shot.
We gonna just pull up. We gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there may be somebody out there, so it's a worldwide, you know, message to the world, to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Pull up, you know, and maybe that one man, the woman of my dreams, may be out there, ducked off, a doctor, maybe, I don't know, and it's maybe out. She could be working that as a janitor. I don't give a fuck.
So she could work at Wendy's.
Yeah, but she would have to make up for everything else.
What you mean make up for everything?
I want.
She work at Wendy's, but she got great conversation.
But I just want to understand why she don't got good credit. Like, there's certain things that I need to understand mentally, where, like, because no servant is greater than his master, and that's cool. If I genuinely fall in love with a person, that's cool. None of that matters. But sometimes I'll be looking like, do you got your shit together? And a lot of you, I don't pass judgment on somebody that's working at any place. You know, I wonder what their future goals is, because you're just passing through. You know what I mean? Because we wasn't put down here to slave and not working for somebody else. We were here to be able to have access to everything and travel the world. So I'm like, where does that mental strength come from to where you know how to travel, literally travel, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think about shit like that.
Yeah. What do you like? Because
you said, what do I like?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna ask
women.
You. Besides women, we know you like women. Besides women, I'm asking you that because earlier we were watching some astronaut physics. Would you like into astrophysics? What's going on, Raz?
Nah, I feel like, I'm truly fascinated with interstellar. As a kid, I've always been fascinated with space and wanted to be an astronaut as a kid and got discouraged moving to something else. But now that I feel like an astronaut now, like in a way, like I crave for the knowledge, and I just think it's so amazing. I don't know enough to quote. Maybe I do, but there's certain things that I'm intaking, just learning about the electromagnetic fields of our bodies and the atoms and the repulsiveness of why, how water traps sound, or what water traps sound. I think that's correct. Or sound traps water. Yeah, water traps sound.
I think the water traps sound. I don't know if sound could trap water.
Yeah, exactly right. But I was just, talking about the illusion and about time not existing and just so many different things about, I feel like the world was programmed very different than what's really out there. So I think a lot of the answers, I think God's language is mathematics. So I just kind of feel like I'm okay in math, but I feel like, that's why algebra and calculus and all of that stuff, especially as you get older, people are like, am I going to need this? No, you're actually really learning about self. Shit is crazy. Especially when you know about the atoms and protons, and neutrons, what your body's made of, how it moves, how to operate it, what frequencies to stay away from, what frequencies that you need to be around. Like, that shit is lit.
When did you find time to slow down to be able to learn the knowledge that you have now, to be able to acquire the wisdom that you're saying right now? Because I know, like for me, I don't even have time to slow down to acquire certain depths of knowledge that you've already acquired.
No, you do. We all just moving fast. I mean, quantum physics. I mean, I was fascinated with Nikola and Tesla. Fascinated with, the saltwater battery and electric car company I was making. Just all the technology is there. Living in China for 7 years, I would say that I probably was really starting to like geek the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just imagining where I don't know where my future's gonna be, because the more self-knowledge you have, the more that you can create and manifest.
Yeah. Why'd you move to China? Was you trying to find the perfect egg roll, or?
You funny nigga. Why did I move to China? 我不知道，我Tonga, I was basically saying little Chinese words, but nah, I always wanted to go to China. I remember, long story short, we used to play, me and the boys used to play on the NBA Elite. And, a bunch of peers in the industry and whatnot. And we met someone and they was like, yo, how would you guys like to perform on the Great Wall of China? And I said, that would be fucking amazing. Sign this letter of intent. All right, I signed it. Try to get the boys. That didn't really happen. So of course I was the first artist that actually really signed on to do the concert. And then as it, in the development, as it actually came together, Alicia Keys wound up headlining it. And there was a lot of politics that was behind that whole story, but it broke my heart because I was promoting it. I was on 106 and Park. I was everywhere promoting that I was going, right? And the last minute I have the opportunity and it's like, it kind of like falls through. And then I do something to get the opportunity back on the table. And I decided not to go because I just felt like it was fucked up that everybody that invested with me to go couldn't go. But really, I probably should have just took that opportunity and went, because I still would have been hosting the concert at the Great Wall of China. So all of that, on top of seeing shit being made in China in my crib and shit, I was just always been fascinated with China. So I was like, fuck it, we just gonna go. So I went on a one-way, and I wound up staying there for like 3.5 years, the first run, and then I came back home for like a month, like 27 days, and then I stayed for like 4 years.
Do you know how fly that sound? Like, I was sitting at home looking at my toaster. It was made in China, and I was like, that toast is great. I think I'll just go to China and just fuck it, I'll live here now.
And then, and then while I was over there, I was doing a whole lot of cool shit, performing and selling songs and, really building up the hip hop culture. I did a lot over there, bro.
You were building up the hip hop culture in China?
I brought Soulja Boy to China. I made history.
Wait. So let me get this story real quick. How'd you bring Soulja Boy to China? And that does sound like history. And Soulja Boy says he was the first at everything. Was this another Soulja Boy first?
You gotta ask him, but that's my shout out to Soulja Boy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole squad out there. Shout out to Miami Mikey celebrating 20 years. Speaking of Soulja Boy, he just dropped some NFTs on LimeWire. And Fizz, he got something coming on LimeWire. Raz got something coming on LimeWire, so make sure y'all check out LimeWire. Okay. Coming out in August.
Okay. Fire. All right. Now, how'd you get
Soulja Boy
to China? What's the China story?
How'd I get there? How did I get there? Or how did Soulja Boy?
You were already there, right? And you got Soulja Boy to China, and you were helping with the hip hop scene in China.
Yeah, it was just like we had some buyers over there, but the fact that I was over there, I was the only credible nigga that niggas knew over there that like for me. So they would have to come get me to partner up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here, nigga. It's lit. You gonna be straight.
Yeah. Oh, so you were the go-to guy because they knew you. You were the comfort. We can mess with Raz. We know Raz.
Yeah.
How you get your name Raz?
From my raspy voice. As you see, it's getting real froggy and raspy.
Yeah.
But Dave Scott, shout out to Dave Scott, our choreographer. You guys served, did all the B2K. Get well, Dave. We love you. Dave Scott, he gave it to me.
All right. Wow. That's cool, man. Well, shit, Raz, let's talk about the music you got right now, and then we can go ahead and wrap it on up, man. What's
Yeah,
going
no,
on right now?
it's on. This is definitely ongoing. I mean, you know, we're gonna be doing a lot of talking in the very near future. But you know, to keep it light and simple, like I said, I'm definitely inspired to make music. You know, people that follow me, or you know, future new followers. You know what I mean? Tap into the vibes, and if you like it, man, keep fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Because we feeding good fruit over here. Good gospel.
Oh, I lied. I got one more question. I'll be watching your lives. What inspired you to go live? When do you decide I'm going live? Because it'll be 10 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning, and it'll be the most random shit. What's your inspiration to go live? Just when you hit the button?
Talk to some people. Talk some shit.
Just talk some shit.
Why not? It's like,
see, and this is why I want to do the podcast. And everybody, when you watch this, jump in Raz's inbox, his DMs and all that, and tell him to do the podcast and tell him to hurry up and jump on it. To let him know that you guys really want to hear him on a consistent basis. Raz, I appreciate you, man.
yeah, nah, I appreciate you. I'll call you right back. Nah, I appreciate you too.
See, look, he got 20 things going on.
No. This is not a vibe. It's like, it's a vibe, man. I enjoy myself. I enjoy conversations like this. And, you know, if we had all night, you know, we'd probably still be talking because there's still a lot of stuff to cover that, you know, I kind of jumped over. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I know the people would like to hear a lot more in depth because I always got some shit to say.
Yeah.
But I will leave everybody with this. You never go against Mario in a versus, and B2K couldn't have helped. You understand? And that ties back into being ready for your moment, right? Amari, love you, bro. We talked about it. You gotta be ready for your moment. So if he didn't take his tea that day, or if he didn't do his vocal warm-ups, you know, I wouldn't go against Mario. And the B2K story continues.